Good morning, squad. My name is Danison. This is my execution paragraph of Operation Bobcat Lightning. We're first squad, first platoon, charging company 1-5 infantry. Our mission is to attack to destroy objective Phantom in the vicinity of UF 11973-184, no later than 30-2200 August 24 in order to deny enemy indirect fire capability and enemy influence on the battalion main effort. Our purpose is to deny enemy indirect fire capability on Air Ronin, and we will accomplish this by infiltration onto objective Phantom. Decisive to our operation is having 2 enemies killed in action on objective Phantom because it prevents them from continuing mortar operations ensuring their destruction. We assume our risk by having potential detection on our route because we're in the vicinity of the enemy recon team. However, we choose to stay in concealment in order to mitigate our risk and conduct our timing at night. As for our main effort, it is Alpha Team, and their task is to destroy Objective Phantom in order to deny enemy influence on Air Ronin. Our supporting effort 1 is Bravo Team, and their task is to isolate Objective Phantom in order to enable main effort. Supporting effort 2 is Gun Team, and their task is to support by fire in order to suppress the enemy. NSA of the terrain is to have primary MSRs and Air Ronin contested. The NSA of the enemy is to have their PB-80s and mortar team destroyed and not have any knowledge of the squad composition and disposition. NSA of civilians is to minimize their casualties, and NSA of friendly is to have them reconsolidated and ready for follow-on operations. The 5 phases of our concept of operation is phase 1 planning, phase 2 infiltration, phase 3 recon isolation, phase 4 actions on, and phase 5 exfiltration. Phase 1 planning begins at the receipt of mission and ends at the starting point from patrol base. Tasks during this time include rehearsals done on the terrain model, upward brief by me, PCCs conducted by the TL, PCIs conducted by me, and MVGs are ensured to be functional. For phase 2 infiltration, it begins at the starting point for the patrol base and ends at the elements being consolidated on the ORP. Critical tasks during this time include having our movement undetected by the recon squad, ensuring efficient LDA crossings, having 5 meters and 25 meter checks, and maintaining communications with the platoon HQ every 30 minutes. For phase 3 recon and isolation, it begins at the elements being consolidated on the ORP and ends when we initiate onto the objective Phantom. Our tasks during this time include leaders recon and Gotwa, positive identification of the enemy mortar team, placement of our support by fire, assault element, and security. As for phase 4 actions on, which begins at initiation of objective Phantom and ends at squad reconsolidation on ORP, our tasks are to conduct our shift fires properly, destroy the enemy mortar, conduct EPW and ANL, moving efficiently to the LA and retrograding off and back to the ORP. For phase 5 exfiltration, it begins at squad reconsolidation at the ORP and ends at the release point at the patrol base. Tasks during this time include the platoon HQ contacted immediately, TLs conducting our lace report, efficient exfiltration, remaining undetected during our movement, and conducting 5 meter and 25 meter checks on our route. On to phase 3 schema maneuver. This starts at the elements being consolidated on our RP. Our key actions include the leaders recon and placement of our elements, including assault elements, support by fire, and security on the OPs. So during this time, our weapons control status will remain our hold. Our formation will be fire team wedge to maintain control during our movement. So for our leaders recon, which will be conducted by me with the Bravo team leader and assistant gunner, we'll positively identify the objective where the mortar team is, identify the OP, north OP, south OP, support by fire location, and our assault position right here. So if we don't return within 1.5 hours, contact us through radio. If we take contact, we'll break contact and immediately return to the ORP. And if your release point takes contact, engage right there and wait for the leaders recon to come and support you. As for SNL Gotwa, this will be conducted by the Bravo team leader and the assistant gunner. They'll retrieve you guys from the ORP after leaders recon. If the Bravo team leader and assistant gunner does not return within 1 hour, contact them through radio. And if the release point takes contact, immediately break contact and head back to the ORP. So during this time, security will be positioned at the OP, North OP, South OP using the Bravo team. Assault will be positioned at the assault line using the Alpha team, and support by fire will be placed with the gun team. As for our CCPs, the CCP will be at the ORP. And during this time, PP-87 will be active and firing active during 1500 and 1900 and firing 20 to 40 rounds. Additionally, there's an enemy squad in a nearby village. On to contingencies. If we're detected by the enemy prior to our emplacement, we'll engage and immediately initiate phase 4. If we take indirect fire, we'll react to IDF and report to HQ and adjust our plan as needed. As for our methods of communications, our primary is FM, our alternate is TCN, our contingency is shout nano or voice, and our emergency is runner. As for the location of key leaders, our CO and first sergeant is at the patrol base, our XO is with 2nd platoon, and this phase finally ends at the initiation on objective Phantom. On to phase 4 action zone. This phase starts at initiation onto objective Phantom. The key actions include proper shift fire, destroying the enemy mortar, and retrograding off back to the ORP. So weapon status during this time remains free during the assault and remains on weapons hold during shift fire. So during this time, the support by fire element right here will immediately engage with the objective between TRP-1 and TRP-2. TRP-2 being on a hut, TRP-1 being on the bed on a road. And once the assault element reaches PO blue, the support by fire will shift fire from TRP-1 and TRP-2 to between TRP-2 and TRP-3. TRP-3 lies behind the road on the edge of forest. And once the assault element reaches PO purple, the support by fire element will shift fire to TRP-3. And once the assault element reaches PO red, the support by fire element will lift fire. And once the assault element reaches the LOA, which is PO green, they'll immediately retrograde off and head back to the ORP to prevent contact with further enemies. As for our enemy situation, the enemy mortar team reacts within 10 minutes and the enemy mortar dies. Infantry platoon reinforcements will arrive in 40 minutes. If the reinforcements arrive, we'll immediately break contact and reconsolidate at the ORP and contact platoon HQ about this. Methods of communications for this remain the same, location of key leaders remain the same, and this ends at squad reconsolidation on ORP. On to phase 5 exfiltration. This starts at squad reconsolidation on ORP, and the key actions include the platoon HQ contacted, TS conducting in place report, and remaining undetected along our movement. During this movement, our weapons control status remain tight. Our formations of movement will remain in fire team wedge in order to maintain control during the movement. And our radio checks with platoon will happen every 30 minutes to remain contact. CCPs during this time remain on the ORP, which is still in this area. And once we begin heading out, enemy will have a recon squad in the vicinity of Aeronin up north, which is meant to determine the friendly composition and disposition. If we do get detected by the enemies, we will immediately break contact and continue movement. Methods of communications during this time remain the same, location of key leaders remain the same, and this phase ends when we go to the release point at the patrol base. On to coordinating instructions, CCIR. Our PRR includes identification of enemy defensive obstacles in Aeronin, enemy troop equipment or equipment movement of platoon size or greater, identification of the HQ-16, which is the #1 brigade high priority target list, and if the enemy is aware of Cougar's CO presence in Aeronin, we will also report that. As for FFIRs, it includes hard compromises such as enemy detection, soft compromises such as civilian detection, and loss of key weapon systems, and any friendly casualties. For EFI, it includes operational products, comsecs, in combo cars, as well as unit locations. For our PCCs and PCIs, we're going to be focusing on night equipment as we'll be conducting our infiltration during the night, MPGs, batteries, and our key weapon systems. As for our priority of rehearsals, it will go from support by fire positions, assault bounding movement, and our exfiltration route. As for our priorities of work, it will go from security and sectors to support by fire and assault positions, then weapons and communications check. Finally, on our timeline, on 29/0600 August 24, we'll be receiving the mission. On 0600, the same time, we'll have our task organization change in effect. From 0600 to 1100, we'll prepare our equipment. From during 11:30, we'll have our squad op-board brief by me. On 1800, we'll have our first night rehearsal. On 30/0700 August 24, we'll conduct PCIs and PCCs. On 30/0900 to 1600, we'll begin our movement to ORP. And by 1600, we'll be at the ORP and conducting leaders recon. At 1800, same day, we'll destroy objective Phantom, and within 2 hours, we'll conduct the exfiltration. And by 0300 on 31 August, we'll be back at the release point at the patrol base. Squad, this concludes my brief. Any further questions?